What's up, guys? This is Tim from Switchblade Games, bringing you Space Build Tutorial Part 2. Today we'll be discussing resource storage and water pumps. Okay, so first thing that you're going to need is, go to CAF, generators, some sort of energy generation. Now the best for this is the hydro energy generator, which is CS hydrogen. So just first I'll show you. This is off. This only works when it's in water. So I'll be back to you when I'm done setting up the hydrogen. Okay, now that I've set up the hydrogens, I'll show you basically how to wire them up the easiest way possible. Now you get out the resource node tool, and if you notice, all the resource nodes have these little numbers next to them. That's the range. Probably now the size of them does vary along with the range. So like, see, this is quite long but not very thick. This one is probably the best bet if you want one of the largest sizes on your resource nodes. So just click, heck, you could click it way over here. Now it has a little screen, no resources connected, and it has the range and the owner. Now that's because if you get out the auto link tool, select it to 10, click that, and now it automatically linked it to all of these hydro energy generators. There we go. Yep. And that's a good way to get some free energy for your water generator, because some planets have water but they don't have atmosphere sufficient to use wind generators, and they also might not have enough sunlight to do a solar panel. So this is a nice third non-costly energy generation method. So now what you need also is water. Now water is very important for if you're going to space, because you use it to make oxygen, you use it to make coolant, and also there's some energy generators that use this as a as coolant. So what you're gonna need is a bunch of these water pumps. Now I'll cut back once I'm done setting this up. Alright, now as you can see, we have a resource cache with some water in it. It has 30,000 water in it and rising, and it'll rise until it fills up. Now, like before, I just use the auto link tool because it's just really easy to use, and I have all these water pumps under the water because like the hydro energy generators, sorry, they have to be underwater for them to work. But now if you look at the energy is actually slowly rising, and that's because of how many of these we have working just to power all. Oh, actually some of these are off. But anyway, so yeah, so now we have water pumps and storage cache. Okay, so now you can see we have water air extractor. Now what that does is, as you can see, it converts energy in water into hydrogen and oxygen, which both need to be used for life support. Hydrogen can be used as an energy generator, for fuel, and oxygen, you need to breathe. And okay, now I'll set up a fusion generator now that we have the resources to do so. Now for a fusion generator, first you'll need a heavy water heater. heavy water electrolyzer, fusion generator. Get the smallest one, or this is the biggest one. I don't know if you would actually ever want a ship that big, but you could. And just for efficiency, let's go ahead and get some steam turbines. So get some of those. Now, since the storage cache does not have steam storage, we have to make our own. So large canister. Get a couple of those. There we go. On a link tool, link it all together. And now turn everything on and show you. Now, as you can see, I have everything wired up, and this is a fusion reactor, which it will generate energy all by itself, but it's not recommended to do that because it will actually explode eventually. Not just eventually, but in like 4 seconds. So it's not wise to do so. Now, if you notice, it's generating not just energy, but it's also generating steam, water, which the water will just get fed back into it, but the steam, let's turn all these off, these are using water. I'm actually funneling into these steam turbines, which is actually generating even more energy and even more water, which then gets funneled back into the fusion generator, which in turn gives us more energy. Now that's just an efficiency thing. This is not essential, but it's what you want if you want to be most efficient. And we're back, and as you can see, we're in a quick little rudimentary ship I built. Now we have our original network from before and our original resource cache, and this is a technique that you would use on a ship that's too large to land on a planet. So you would probably fly just below the atmosphere and extend this out. Now what you would do with this is, see, I have this little pod. Now this is a docking clamp from earlier. Now if I hit E on that, that's closed, and now that is detached. It's no longer welded to the ship. Now if we look out here, there's that. Now hold the down key. Now it's dropped, so we're just going to drop it in the water just enough to where, there we go, now it's in the water. The front of it's completely submerged. Now, and it's still connected to network 6, which is the one that's attached to that. Now hit E on that, and now our water should start to, yep, there we go. Now our water's increasing. Our energy is at a stable level, and it's just soaking up the water from the little pod. Now, you probably wouldn't have this type of setup on a ship this small. This is just an example, but what you would use this for is, you know, a giant ship like a Enterprise or a Star Destroyer or whatever. So yeah, it's just a quick little thing that you can use with the docking clamps that just lets it basically have a little thing that you could also use this for like a kind of like an elevator that goes between your things. And now just hit E on both of these. They're now connected. There you go. Fly to a different planet.